Welcome to Paw Print Isle, the first of many minor islands in the game where there isn't a single soul living here. There's one thing that we want to do here, and it's right inside that Easter egg thingy, kind of appropriate because we're getting dangerously close to Easter in real life. So you want to head into that hole that was covered up by some grass, and then down there, and this scream is so annoying. It happens every time you fall down a hole like this. It's especially bad in the Savage Labyrinth, where it's almost nothing but holes like that. Anyway, new enemy! Chews, which look like Wop Buffet recolors with no tails. But whatever, I got some red chew jelly, which goes in the spoils bag. It's used to make red potions. If you take 15 of these to the guy that runs the potion shop on Windfall Island, that we haven't encountered yet, but trust me, we'll meet him later on. If you take 15 of these, he's going to make a red potion for you, so that's what red chew jelly does. Okay, that's a dead end. We're going to have to come back here when we have some bombs. There's also another area that can only be accessed with bombs, but we can head over there where there's a treasure chest, and I strongly recommend that you come here while you're passing here, because inside this chest we have a fourth piece of heart. This means that we will be able to tackle the upcoming dungeon with 4 hearts instead of 3. And it's sort of a good idea to do so because there's one room in the next dungeon that makes me want to punch the wall every single time. Anyway, now that we are out of here, let's find some men in Speedos. And this may have sounded totally random, but no joke, that's actually what we're going to do. We're going to try and find some men with Speedos, and here they are, right over there. So I'm going to get back on the King of Red Lions and see what those guys have to tell me. And trust me, you really want to talk to these guys the second you see them. The reason for that is because they're wandering around the Great Sea. They're found at random spots, totally random, and the fact is that at this point of the game, they are always here near Paw Print Isle. So if you don't want to waste your time looking for these assholes all over the Great Sea, then I strongly recommend that you talk to them now. If you do talk to them, you're going to obtain a treasure chart for your troubles. I think this treasure chart only leads to money, but nonetheless, it's still there. If you're a 100% completionist like I am, I strongly recommend that you talk to them right now instead of having to look for them. And here we go. We got, I think it's our 3rd treasure chart in the game. There is one such chart for every square on the map, so this means 49 charts in total. So now we're getting a little crash course on how to check the check the treasure charts, even though I already did so for the ones I got from Salvatore back on Windfall Island. And yeah, he's basically telling us now that if we want to retrieve the treasure that those treasure charts point to, we're going to need a grappling hook, which we're going to get in the not-too-distant future. So, now that we've talked to this guy, I'm just going to open this, and it's one of the Triangle Islands. I don't really remember which one off the top of my head. Now, over there is a watchtower. There are tons of these watchtowers scattered all throughout the Great Sea. Yeah, what you have to do, you usually have to climb them, though sometimes they are mounted with cannons that you have to destroy as well. But most of the time, you just have to get up there, kill all the enemies, and then you get a prize. The prize can be anything from money to joy pendants to golden feathers to even pieces of heart and also treasure charts sometimes. So if you don't have a walkthrough, I strongly suggest that you check these diligently. Now, we only got 2 bokoblins up there, so I'm just going to kill them real fast. And yeah, it's a fun thing that I like to do, just sending them overboard, though this reduces the chance of them dropping a joy pendant, obviously. but it's much easier to get joy pendants when we have the grappling hook anyway, so we'll get back to that a bit later on. Speaking of joy pendant, I'm sort of hoping this is what's inside that, because nope, it's money that I can't carry. Yeah, this is why I was sort of hoping to get a joy pendant. So let's see. Can I jump back on the boat? Nah, I missed. I always miss. In all my years of playing this game, I only ever landed back in the boat once. And here's a random beetle shop ship in case you want to stock up on supplies for the upcoming island, which contains the first real dungeon of the game. So we're now entirely done on Square B5, so we're heading to Square B6, which is Dragon Roost Island. By the way, something about chews that I failed to mention, there are 5 kinds of chews: red, green, blue, yellow, and black. Red and yellow drop red chew jelly, black and green drop green chew jelly, and blues drop blue chew jelly. We're going to get over the differences between all chew types as we move on later in the game. And, I just barely missed the rupee. It would have been so awesome if I caught a rupee in the cutscene. Anyway, we made it to Dragon Roost Island, which most people remember for its awesome music. The most noticeable landmark about this island is the dragon at the top, which is like a Charizard on crack. Well, it's par for the course with this game, but it's still cooler than Charizard by virtue of, not being Charizard. So I'm supposed to go see this dragon and ask him to hand over an item called Din's Pearl. And before we are left to go on our merry way, the King of Red Lions is going to give us the item the game is named after, the Wind Waker, which is a conductor's baton. This is the mandatory musical instrument for this game, following in the wake of the ocarina, the Howling Stones from the Twilight Princess, the harp from Skyward Sword, and so on, and, the flute from the early games as well. Anyway, tutorial time. You just have to play with the C-stick. The metronome at the top of the screen is used to determine when the note is going to be added. And if you hold the control stick to the left, you're going to be able to play in 4/4 time. So this will allow you to play melodies that are 4 notes long. So up, right, left, down. Here we go. And also, if you hold the control stick to the right, you can play in 6/4 time, but that is not going to be used until a lot later in the game. So here we go. We have the Wind Waker now. And now that we have that, there's something that we're going to do right now. Technically, we're supposed to only do this after the dungeon in this area, but we can also do it right now, which is going to make an upcoming part slightly easier. So I'm just going to map this to the Z button. Once again, I always tend to have the Wind Waker on the Z button, never on X or Y. Once again, this is one of those weird habits that I have like that. I don't know if any of you usually attach an item to a button like I do. Anyway, these 2 statues, one of them is broken, and the other one marks certain directions, and pulling out the Wind Waker suggests that we're about to learn a new melody. This is the Wind's Requiem, which I played for the first of 78 million times in this Let's Play. And here comes another one of the wacky characters in Wind Waker. This guy's name is Zephos. I was about to say Cyclos, but Cyclos is the other one that you're going to be meeting later. So Zephos is the god of the winds that is symbolized by the monument that I got the Wind's Requiem from. And what the Wind's Requiem does, basically, is that it changes the direction of the wind. And he's going to give us some exposition about the broken monument. And Cyclos is his brother that is represented by that monument. And he's pissed about his monument being broken, so he just goes around the sea causing tornadoes and just wreaking a lot of havoc. So this is something that, since they're mentioning it, it's because we're going to have to do something about it. but it's not something we need to be worried about right now. Now, even though I can change the direction of the wind, I can't head anywhere else but this island for the time being because I won't be able to get on the King of Red Lions until I complete the dungeon. So, here, a mechanic that returns from Ocarina of Time, bomb flowers. You simply pluck them, you throw them at your target, and they blow up. They don't blow up after very long, so, you have to be very careful and very quick when you want to throw them somewhere to have them blow something up. You can also drop them to the ground with the R button. This is something that I alluded to earlier on in the Let's Play, where you can either throw with A and drop with R instead of move and press A to throw and just don't move and press A to drop. So this is a really, really cool addition to the game. Allows... Whoa! Didn't want to head back down there, else I would have had to come back here the long way. Anyway, this is going to open up a shortcut, so I'm just going to drop down there, pull this block, and here we go. So now I don't have to redo this every single time I want to get up to the upper area of the island. And here's an old acquaintance. This is Quill, the Rito postman we met on Outset Island. Dragon Roost Island is the home of the Rito tribe. They're basically bird people that look just like Quill. In fact, I'll be honest, I basically can't recognize one Rito from another to save my life. I don't want to sound racist towards Ritos, but they all look the same for me. So, anyway, we just updated him on the situation, so now he's going to offer that we meet the chieftain of the Rito tribe, who might be able to help us with our little kidnapped sister trouble, as well as maybe things that have to do with Din's Pearl, which the King of Red Lions asked us to retrieve for him. And yeah, thanks for flying away into a hole where I can't reach. Well, all I have to do is get into this hole that I can actually reach. And the rest of this video is probably going to be a barrage of text. So I think we're done with the gameplay part for this video. So we are going to get some exposition about what's been happening in the island lately. Because we arrived at a pretty bad time. Crap has hit the fan here on Dragon Roost Island, and they've got a whole buttload of problems. And if we can help you, we will. Except not really, because there's going to be... just as I was about to say, they can't really help me because they got big problems of their own. So, well, of course I noticed the freaking dragon. It's pretty hard not to notice. He's so huge. But, basically what's been going on is that, for some reason, the once gentle, Valu, since that's the name of the dragon, has become really pissed off for some reason, and they still haven't figured out what the reason is for that. So, once again, don't count on NPCs to take care of their own problems. We are going to have to be the ones who are going to have to figure out what's wrong with Valu. And this is especially bad considering that, as he's saying, the young Ritos, when the time comes for them to grow their wings, they go see Valu and get a scale from him that allows them to grow their wings. But obviously they can't do that anymore because Valu is enraged for some crazy reason. And they also have a problem with Prince Komali, which is the chieftain's son. And basically what's going on is that he is one of the Ritos that are supposed to be coming of age right around this moment, but since Valu isn't passing out those scales anymore, he can't grow his wings, so Komali has grown all mopey and depressed and such, so the chieftain is going to ask me to try and do something about it, cheer him up a little. So yeah, we couldn't have possibly come at a worse time than this. And he says he has something he wishes for me to give to his son. Why don't you do it yourself? And we're gonna come back to this in the next video because it's absolutely ridiculous. But I don't really have the time to do so right now because Quill is going to give me one of the fanny packs that he has on his back. This is a delivery bag, which is used for carrying letters and all kinds of other goodies that we're going to get into as we progress deeper into the game. And we're going to get started on that next time.